What's going on, guys? It's the Flow with Steve, and this is taking time to appreciate the good and bad moments. So, we all have situations, we all have cards in which we're dealt, and it's tough to actually get through them. And each thing that you experience is new, even if you seem to have the same outcome, it's still a new experience. If it's reoccurring, you need to appreciate that because it continues to show you something is wrong. You're doing something wrong. Now it's up to you to actually learn from that. It's up to you to actually, sit with yourself and reflect. The problem is most people continue to do the same thing and expect that when they do the same thing, the result is just somehow going to be different. It's not going to be that way. You can't actually isolate yourself from the problem unless you make change. The thing is, most people continue to sit there and don't actually understand what's going on because they're consuming themselves with all these distractions. Now, the good things are always great, right? Enjoy them while they last. Appreciate that because that's an experience you don't always get to have. But you feel great because it truly enlightens you when it happens. You see more outcomes, you see more possibilities, you see more experiences that can happen from that. You see the tree branch out, you see the growth right there. You're actually going up right there. You're seeing everything. And then when you have bad ones, sure, they're bad, but guess what? It's to correct you. It's to show you that because this happened, that doesn't mean that it's the end of everything. It just means that you need to readjust the way that you're operating. You need to see what happened. You need to know who was there. You need to know the mistakes. You need to know the distractions that were there. You need to go and analyze your whole situation, especially how something played out, because that's the way that you're going to see, hey, when I did this, or when I was with this person, this happened. And because they were, or you just need to understand the situation. You'll learn from that, appreciate that, because if you didn't make mistakes, how would you know that what you are doing is right or wrong? If you just knew good things, that wouldn't be good. It would be typical. It would be like average. And that's not quite something that we would you might think, oh, that wouldn't be bad, but you wouldn't grow. You have to learn. Everything that you go through, make it a experience to learn from, to gain something from. Constantly feed yourself, constantly talk to yourself, and tell yourself, hey, I did this. That was a good thing. I did that. That was a bad thing. And say, what did I do to get this to be such a good thing? How did this become so good? How did I experience this and go about this to get that result? The same thing with the bad. What did I make a mistake on? Where did it all start off? What was the first thing that went wrong? What did I think about that I should have paid attention to before this occurred? And you'll start to do things, and it will seriously clear up the way that you feel. You're not supposed to stay harping on that one bad thing or the one good thing. You need to move along. You need to continue to move along. But learn from it in that time. Feel it out. Get the experience. We all go through it. We all have ups and downs. Everything is there. If there was no up or down, it would be the most boring life ever. And just going at a single pace, sure, that could be good, I guess, but that wouldn't make sense. Because not one thing does things perfectly. A bug, a frog, a dog, a rhino. There's always something that makes a mistake. There's always something that does a good thing, regardless of what you are, your circumstances, where you were, time, place, event, all that. If you discern certain things, you won't encounter bad things. You're supposed to appreciate the good things and the bad things, because then when you encounter something again, you take advantage of your situation. You have the upper hand. You can give yourself then a positive outcome. If you knew that something seems very similar to when you had a bad outcome, if you just do this one thing right now, it will go a completely different path. So you want to, it helps you learn, it helps you grow to be successful. It helps you take all the things that went wrong or went good, and you make the foundation and you build it up. And the goal, though, is to take the bad things and transform them into good ones. The one thing is take the good ones and build a lot more further up than where you're at with the bad ones. But it's not bad necessarily to have a lot of mistakes if you're someone who can correct those and not have them continuously be something that you experience. The game isn't all just wake up, go do this, go do that, okay, lie in bed and sit there and go through, say, oh, I did this, I screwed up on that, I'm this and that. No, it's okay. It's okay, it happens. We're all human, we all make mistakes, God forgives us. But if you are thinking of something bad, or if you want to hurt someone, or just, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Because there is karma. That's all evil. If you do something good, don't expect good things. Just know that this is the kind of person you are. That's the reflection of yourself. How you present yourself, how you think, what your goals are, what you strive to, how you feel internally, how you give out externally, and how you sit with, like, in a idle mind. You need to address those things. You need to analyze those things. You need to put the phone down. You need to turn off the TV. You need to sit in silence. You need to be able to get your thoughts in your mind right. Take out all of the distractions and keep yourself where you need to be. You need to every day think about these things. This is actually genuinely only the way to build up your character, to seek forth what you want the most. Because you need to be able to be alert and aware to what's happening. Because if you don't, you're not ever going to actually grow. You're hindering yourself by not being able to be alone with your thoughts, focusing on your conscious, and change the way that you are growing. Because your brain will just go a certain path if it knows this one way every single day. But you want something else, and you haven't actually sat down to talk with yourself and say, okay, what am I doing here that I'm not actually doing to get me here, to go there? If you take that time and look at the good things, the bad things, and the in between, you're gonna see the room for improvement. You're gonna see what you're doing well. You're gonna see the things that went wrong. Take it into consideration that you gotta appreciate it all. Because when you can be friendly with yourself, when you can find something within yourself, no matter what, who cares if you did something bad? Just hold your head high, but ask God for forgiveness on those things and make amends with the right kind of people. And don't steal, don't hurt, don't kill, don't buy, and don't cheat, because there's always a facade. And don't forget this though, right, that just because someone thinks of you a certain way doesn't mean that's the way everyone else does, right? Because you got to understand this one thing, that everybody knows their own version of you. There's going to be someone who thinks you're the best person. There's going to be someone who might think you're the worst person. There's going to be someone who thinks they know who you are, but they don't know you. They haven't actually spent enough time to be with you, to understand you. There's going to be someone who has, but still doesn't understand how you operate. That's okay. That's just the way the game goes. Like, it's okay. There's all of these people. Let that stuff go, man. You're your own self. You know you best. Work to make your character a good person, and to have it go all the way around good. Make yourself the good guy. You don't want to give out too much. You don't want to give out all that you can't get back. But have a good heart. Learn. Seek to learn. It doesn't require too much effort if you can just accept the things that go both ways and work to find something in between and head more towards the goal of good, and just work on yourself. Take the distractions away, focus on who you are, and just think about the fact that nobody knows you like you know yourself. And you can lie in bed and go through every wrong thing that you've done. But guess what? You can't go back to that exact time, because you'd have to take everything and reverse the way that they were, or the way that they are, even yourself. You can't change the way that things have changed. Like, I'm saying, like the molecules, you can't bring those things back. Like, if you take a rock and you break the rock and it splits, you can't just think and it goes into, and then it goes like that again and it's all one thing. You can't do that. What's done is done. But you can recall certain things. Your brain has the power, the capability to change, adjust, develop more every single day, and accept and forgive. You can forgive, you don't have to forget, right? But that's okay. You need to move on. You need to make, you just need to make every second count. And don't feel so bad if someone said something or something, because guess what? Now you learn things. You had a bad experience, but that was a good one. Appreciate that, because now you understand who someone is. Now you understand that they're not all for you. Now you understand that no one cares except for you, about you, like you do you. You might have your mom, you might, your dad, blah, blah, good. But the world is a different, like, if you're just at home, if you just confine yourself to home, man, you're not gonna know how the world is. You want to be a good person. You don't want to be a vulnerable one. You don't want to be someone who gets taken advantage of. You don't. So you gotta go through some bad stuff. You gotta have a counter or two. You have to learn from things. Somebody might call you something, but it's okay. It's just a part of life. Be thankful that you are who you are, and in this time, just build yourself up, man. Whoever you are. Because guess what? There's only one way up, and that's up. The easiest way is to go down. The one that is going up, that's the hardest one. That's the one that has the most challenges. That's the one that will make you want to give up. That's the one that will push you to get upset. That's the one that will show you the ways things go, good or bad. So just believe in yourself and have some love, and just take all that has occurred, good or bad, into account, and you will be yeah, it will be okay. It will be fine. All right. Thank you.